Okay, let's just jump right in. There's this huge contradiction happening right now with AI content.
Hmm.
It's in the finance niche. We're all seeing those, Pixar-style 3D animated finance advisor videos.
They're everywhere.
And the crazy thing is they're made with supposedly zero camera and zero editing skills, but they are pulling in some of the highest RPMs revenue per mil on YouTube.
Yeah, and that's the fascinating part, that contradiction you mentioned. You have this high-trust, high-value financial content, stuff advertisers pay a huge premium for.
Right.
And it's being made with these super accessible, often free AI tools. But here's the kicker. The creators sharing these workflows, they all say the same thing.
Yeah.
Most people who try this fail.
And it's not because the tech is too hard to use, is it?
No, not at all. They fail because they don't have a strategic workflow. They just, they push the button and hope for magic.
So what are the failure points?
It's always the same things. Their characters aren't consistent from scene to scene. They write these dry, boring lectures instead of, actual dialogue. And they don't structure the video to actually hold your attention.
So the low barrier to entry is actually a trap. It just floods the space with junk.
Exactly. So our mission for this deep dive is to unpack the actual step-by-step system that works.
Yeah.
The one that turns these cheap tools into a real high-retention monetization engine. This isn't about the AI model. It's about the workflow. It's all about consistency.
Okay, so before we get into the how, let's talk about the why. Why finance? Why go through all this trouble for that specific niche?
A payoff.
Yeah.
Has to be worth it, right? And the value proposition is simple. High RPMs, you're tapping into Faceless YouTube, so you get anonymity.
Mm-hmm.
But by targeting finance topics, credit scores, investing, that sort of thing, you attract premium advertisers. So the potential return is just massive.
But that potential disappears if the video is cheap, if the characters are, flickering between different versions of themselves.
Kills retention instantly. Which brings us to the first pillar of the system. This is how you avoid the biggest mistake creators make, which is just guessing what people want to watch.
Sort of with data.
You have to start with data. You can't build a business on a topic you just think is interesting. The workflow starts with a really specific prompt in ChatGPT.
Okay.
And its whole purpose is to find finance topics that people are already searching for. Topics with, real proven earning potential. It grounds the entire thing in actual demand.
That makes so much sense. You're basically guaranteeing there's an audience before you even start. The example from the sources was credit score, why did my score drop, and how to fix it fast.
And that structure is perfect. It's a common, urgent problem followed by a promise of a fast solution. It hits a major anxiety point for people.
And that structure works for shorts or for longer videos.
Both. It's totally versatile. You could do a 45-second short or a 10-minute deep dive on that exact same topic.
Okay, so you've got your data-backed topic. The next big shift is in the script itself. This is where I think a lot of people go wrong. The system insists that dialogue is the key.
It is. The audience doesn't watch lectures, they watch conversations.
Our brains are just wired for that, aren't they? We follow a story between two people.
Absolutely. A monologue feels like work, like homework. You click away. But a back and forth, even if it's about something dry like compound interest, it feels like a scene. It has drama.
So no invisible narrator. You need two distinct characters talking to each other.
Exactly. The prompt template they use turns the topic outline into a natural conversation. They even give the characters names, like Credit Score Shield and Budget Planner.
I like that.
It instantly creates a little bit of tension and makes the information go down so much smoother. For shorts, they aim for that 30 to 45-second sweet spot.
All right, this next part sounds like the most tedious step, but you're saying it's the most important, the blueprinting. Splitting the script into individual scenes before generation. I mean, breaking a 45-second script into, 12 separate scenes? That sounds like a lot of manual work. Is the payoff really there?
The payoff is everything, because you're working around a core limitation of the current AI video models.
What's that?
If you ask an AI to generate a complex 45-second video all at once, where characters are talking and moving, it's just going to fall apart. It will lose consistency, the visuals will get weird and mushy.
So you're not trying to force the AI to do something it's bad at, you're playing to its strengths.
Precisely. The expertise here is knowing that the AI works best scene by scene, not all at once. So you use another prompt to act as an editor. It breaks that script down into maybe, 12 clean cinematic scenes.
With one piece of dialogue per scene.
One dialogue per scene, zero confusion. That structure is the foundation. Without it, the rest of the process fails.
Okay, so that blueprint is our map. Now we have to actually generate the video. This gets into the prompt engineering, turning each of those 12 scenes into a command the AI can actually follow.
And this is where the discipline comes in. The prompt can't be vague. It has to define everything.
Like what?
Character actions, the environment, the specific camera move, is a close-up, a dolly shot,
Yeah.
the lighting. And you have to sync the dialogue to the action.
So it's not just a character talks about money. It's like you're writing a mini screenplay for every single scene.
You are, absolutely. The sources call them professional-grade Pixar-style prompts. So instead of saying, the budget planner is stressed, you'd write,
Give me an example.
you'd say something like, close-up on the budget planner's hand, nervously tapping a calculator. He's at a metal table, lit by a single harsh overhead light. Rain streaks down the window behind him. Shallow depth of field. That level of detail is what gets you the cinematic look.
And that's what gets you the high RPMs. Okay, on the tool side, the sources mention things like VO, Google Flow, and the good news is you don't need a huge budget to start.
No, the barrier is super low. Most of these platforms give you about 100 free AI credits when you sign up. The sources say that's more than enough to create your first full short video using this exact workflow.
Even with free credits, you don't want to waste them. What are the key settings you have to get right?
A few critical things. First, pick the right model, usually something like the VO 3.1 fast model. Then, and this is important, set the output count to 1.
Why 1?
Because if your prompt is detailed enough, you don't need options. You're saving credits. And finally, pick your aspect ratio up front. Landscape for YouTube, portrait for Shorts or TikTok. Get those right, and you're good to go.
Okay, we've got the data, the dialogue script, the cinematic blueprint. We're ready to generate. And now we get to what the sources call the strategic edge. This is the part that nobody explains properly, and it's where 90% of creators fail.
Character consistency.
Character consistency. This links right back to what you said about trust, doesn't it?
It's a huge trust killer. If your financial advisors are morphing and changing shape between cuts, the audience's brain flags it as unstable, low quality, untrustworthy.
So the visual instability becomes content instability. People just check out.
Mentally, they're gone. So the solution is a very specific technical trick. It's all about overcoming the AI's natural tendency to randomize things scene by scene.
It's the extend feature.
That's it. It's the whole secret. This is the sequence you have to follow to keep your characters looking identical across all 12 scenes.
Walk us through it. How do we keep Credit Score Shield looking like himself from beginning to end?
It's very methodical. You generate your first clip, scene 1. That clip is now your visual anchor, your DNA for the character.
Okay.
Then for scene 2, and this is the crucial part, you do not start a new generation. You find that first clip you made, you click Add to Scene, select it, hit the plus icon, and you explicitly choose the command. Extend.
And why is extend the magic word? Why does that work when just using the same prompt again wouldn't?
Because you're telling the AI model to inherit everything from that first clip. The character seat, the lighting, the camera style. Inherit all of that, and then apply the new details from your next prompt.
Ah, so the new prompt for scene 2 just tells the character what to do, but the extend function tells it who to be.
That's a perfect way to put it. The AI maintains the identity. And that is why the sources say this single technique alone puts you ahead of 90% of creators. They're all failing at this one simple step.
It's about manipulating the AI's memory. You're anchoring it.
You're anchoring the visual outcome. Once you've done that, the rest is just repetition. A clean, factory-like process.
So for scene 3, you extend scene 2, and so on.
Exactly. Click the last scene, click extend, paste in your next cinematic prompt, and generate. You just repeat that for all 12 scenes. It's a chain.
And at the end, you have your perfectly consistent cinematic video ready to go. You just hit download. The sources do mention that the creators of this workflow, they often keep their full prompts as, a premium for members. Of course. And that just proves the point, right? The value isn't the AI tool, which is free. The value is the refined prompt and the workflow system that guarantees a good result. The whole game has already shifted from just making stuff to designing high retention systems.
So wrapping this up, the big takeaway for you, the listener, isn't that you need the latest AI model. It's that success in these high-value niches is all about meticulous workflow engineering. You're turning unstructured information into structured dialogue, breaking it into a blueprint, and then using that one key command extend to guarantee consistency and hold attention.
Yeah, the pace of this stuff is just accelerating so fast. This system proves that the real monetization strategy needs human strategy, human quality control. It's all about designing systems that limit the AI's natural randomness.
So instead of just thinking about what characters to create, here's the question we want you to mull over. How can this principle, this scene-by-scene extension idea, this trick designed to force an AI to maintain consistency, how could that be applied to other areas of brand building?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, think about marketing campaigns, your social media presence, anywhere where that consistency across lots of different outputs is what builds trust and ultimately gets you paid.
That's where the real brand equity is built. That's the deep dive.
We'll catch you on the next one.